What do you think about the tattoo thing? Like, if you were in that position with Tyron, would you do that tattoo for the rematch? Like he's putting on there. I mean, is it worth a rematch for you to get a tattoo saying "I love Jake Paul" where it's visible to get a rematch though for $1 million or $2?
I got some real stupid tattoos. First of all, I would have never made the tattoo bet ever.
But if it's the only way to get a guaranteed rematch,
yeah, guaranteed rematch for sure. Like if you got a contract like in front of you, and there's like there's some sort of penalty or clause if Jake Paul backs out.
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
Fine, get it and go get that W. And then, after you beat him, who gives a shit? Cover it up. Do whatever you got to do. But I would have never made the bet to begin with. But, maybe the bet is going to be the thing that saves Tyron's ass. Like maybe Jake Paul wants to embarrass him so bad with the tattoo, he's willing to do it a second time. And with the amount of times that Jake Paul exits to his right with his chin up and his hands down, I cannot imagine that the team that's around Tyron doesn't adjust to that.
Absolutely.
And Tyron says screw it and just lets it go, So, yeah, to answer your question, if I got the rematch, if that was guaranteed, fuck it, man, get the tattoo.
This is what I would do, man. I would keep this tattoo for the rest of my life. So what I would do is I would guaranteed get the tattoo 100% in a very visible place. As long as I got the rematch. Then I would go out there and fight or die to kill this guy. And then after I beat him, I would just make the tattoo the first time with enough spacing that I would just put, "I love beating Jake Paul." I would just put a little beating in there because there's no clause. There's no clause about adding a word into the tattoo afterwards. You just can't erase the tattoo. So I would just put "I love" and then beating Jake Paul, and then like a smiley face or a winky face.
That would be perfect.
And I would keep that forever. And then they can put as much internet. People can see it as much as they want. Who cares? That's my plan anyway. So I hope he has the same plan and fights with that. So the tattoo is not the end of the world if you add a little creativity to it and you get that win that second time.
Right.
And that might set up a third fight. Now this guy might get 3 huge paydays.
Right. And I'm happy about that, man. Like when their like guaranteed money came out and Tyron's was over $1 million, like that just made me just like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, go get that check, man. Like he's been in the game a long time. He's been through a lot of shit. He was a dominant champion. Like, I was super happy to see him get that paycheck. So if he can get it twice and maybe 3 times, like, do what you got to do, man. You got kids.